started on my corner like the Cold Crush. Had smokers lining up the block like a gold rush. Saying live fast and die young is what they told us. The way that they...
What's up, YouTube? It's Artist and MC. If that intro was rough, apologies. Me and my new cell phone mount for my car are not getting along. This shit bounces all over the place too fucking much as soon as you touch it. So, probably gonna have to go back to the other one. But beyond that, if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Stop sitting on the cloud because I see you in here. Engagement is key. Like, share, subscribe. So, I'm trying to record this video twice today at lunch and it wasn't working. So, figured I'd do it now. Show my skills and do it live while I'm on the road. This jackass constantly trying to race me, but I'm not racing you. Just going Navy. Anyway, so House of the Dragon episode 8. I've been getting this in and joking about this all day and was not able to record this damn review. Well, now, I will say this off top. I give a special shout out to George R.R. Martin and the guys working on this show. It has given me 2, not 1, but 2 episodes that have been the most tense scenes I've ever seen on television that don't involve anybody pulling a weapon or nothing. Like, God dang. This show is good because, and nothing action-packed is happening. It's not. It's all in the writing. It's all in the acting. Which is what acting is really about. What the hell is this? 1 second, you guys. What's up, Bart? I have a 5/16. What? I might, but I'm not at the shop anymore. Okay. Sorry, that was work. This is what it's been like trying to record this video all day. Every time I try to record it, there's hella interruptions and technical problems. So anyway, House of the Dragon gave me the 2 of the most tense scenes I've seen on television. One being the funeral for Elena and the reception afterwards, which was just, you can cut it with a knife outside in the open air. And then this episode where people are standing around trying to argue their case for succession of Iron Throne. That's, woo. Or excuse me, not even that scene when they have a dinner. Like, if that don't seem like the hood, my boy Black Bane said, that's the hood Thanksgiving where everybody's sitting at the table and you slept with your uncle's wife and you know she told him. Just waiting for shit to pop off. My God, dude, this show is so good right now. Just on writing and acting alone. Just on writing and acting alone. Now the show opens up. You find out that Lord Corlys, you've been off fighting in the Stepstones again. Fighting the Triarchy. Like, Why? These motherfuckers keep coming back, dude. They like roots. Like, I'd be tired of that. After 16 years, shit, on my time watching, with time jumps, I'd be through with them. Look, somebody needed to send the dragon over there for real and dust them off. I mean, what the hell? But be that as it may, Lord Corlys was down there trying to defend the Stepstones again from the Triarchy again. And he ain't got cut in the neck, caught a fever, and is presumed dead on arrival back to Driftmark. Now, because he's presumed dead, his wife, Rhaenyra, is sitting on the throne. And if he is dead, Corlys's brother, Daemon, wants to push for succession and take the chair, right? Of Driftmark and High Tide, right? Now, I don't really have a problem with this because what are we talking about? It's his brother. Okay, it's his brother. But his whole reason for taking it is that, look, Rhaenyra's kids ain't my nephews. No, they're not my great nephews. Those are not of Valyrian blood. And you can call it what you want to, but you won't call it a Valyrian. Daemon is serious about that. Now, last episode, he was throwing them daggers with the eyes when he was giving a eulogy. He was throwing them jabs. He was throwing subliminals the whole time, looking right at it, saying what was up. That blood will not be thin. No, he's not buying it. He's not for it. He accepted them, but he's like, no, you'll not be in succession. So he's telling Rhaenyra this. Rhaenyra doesn't want to hear that. He's trying to urge her, in some ways, to put Baela on the throne, which is what Rhaenyra wanted in the last episode. She told Lord Corlys, let the succession go to Baela. Daemon and Elena's oldest child, let it go to her and pass up Rhaenyra's kids because them kids is not ours. Those is not our son's kids. We know this. Corlys didn't decide on that. He said, no, it's about the name. It's not about the blood. Right? But, okay, now this is the clusterfuck we got 60 years later. Since Rhaenyra and Daemon is having a dispute on that, they're going to take it to King's Landing. They're going to take it to the king. Let him decide that shit. Now, in another part of the world, you get Daemon on Dragonstone, doing a little spelunking and pulling him up some dragon eggs because he wants some dragon eggs. And he got kids and he got dragons. So we need some eggs. Comes out of there, you get to see him with Rhaenyra. And him and Rhaenyra have had like 3 kids in 6 years. They've been knocking it out, boy. Now, this will seem weird to some people, but in this world, in this story, this is normal for them. I'm actually cool with Daemon and Rhaenyra being together. Strange as it may be, that would never work in the real world. I would never be for that in the real world. In this world, in this fantasy world, I'm kind of cool for that because you see they actually like each other. Daemon didn't like Elena. You know that. He didn't really like her. He did it, but it was like, yeah, whatever. Same thing with the kids. It was means to an end. Not even duty, just means to an end, right? Which is fucked up for her. Because I think Elena actually did like Daemon. But you knew Daemon always had it for his niece. Fucked up as it may be, look, this is Westeros. Some weird shit going on over here. Okay? He always had it for her, and she always had it for him. Now, them finally, after, weird dead spouses and everything else actually come together, okay. Cool, whatever. Look, it's them. It ain't me, it's them. They seem actually happy together. They seem happy together. They had knocked out 2 kids, third one in the oven, bacon, they cooking up another dragon. Hey, it is what it is. So I'm happy for them. But they find out about Corlys, possibly being dead in the succession. And what Vaemond is trying to do, and they have to say something. They got to step in. So what do? They gonna go to King's Landing too. They gonna turn up in the landing. Like, okay, so now you have these factions and families coming back together after a 6-year. Excuse me. After the last time they was together, blood was being spilled. People was getting cut. Yeah, Game of fuck shit. Yeah, Game of Thrones fuck shit. Basically, look. Thank God it's the fantasy world, okay? My moral judgments do not apply here. It's what the hell goes on there. When in Westeros, do as the Westerosians do. Whatever. They happy? Yeah. More power to you, homie. But everybody is going to King's Landing. Now you shift over to King's Landing and you get to see how King's Landing has changed. Once Rhaenyra and Daemon show up there, you get to see what has changed at the Red Keep in King's Landing. And apparently, the witnesses have showed up because they got real down with the church themselves all of a sudden. Like, your dragons is gone, and we put up, 7-pointed stars and stuff like that. We got new guys. You got to pray to them. Now, to me, understanding how that happens in different cultures, how the first people to go into any culture to take it over is the missionaries and the religious people. They bring that shit with them. I see this as the problem. Now, this is in the past, this ain't the future, but we saw in the future how that shit went and how drastic of action some people took to make sure that was done. So it's not looking good. And what you end up seeing in King's Landing is that Alicent is sitting at the head of the small council with her father Otto as the hand of the king. And they are running King's Landing with King Viserys' permission. Problematic, but exactly what Otto said in the last episode. That apologize, he will forgive you, but we will have our time. And we will be the ones laughing. And sure enough, 6 years later, they run in the kingdom. Where's Viserys? Well, he wasn't looking too good last episode. And when Alicent leaves the small council, because she finds out Rhaenyra and Daemon is there, and they have gone to the king's chambers to see him, and she goes there to meet up and see what's going on with her fucking crazy ass son, and then Rhaenyra and Daemon, we find out what the hell is going on with Viserys. And my God, I feel, look, man, forget what was going on with Aegon at the moment, okay? Aegon on some fuck shit. This is the one casting I don't like because the last casting of Aegon had him being very tall, right? This casting of Aegon has him being very short. I think they fucked up the casting on that one. I think one came before the other one. And the shit was filmed already, so they weren't changing. Something happened, because that's stark, dude. That's not how the way that should be. You got my eyes set for one thing, and then I get to this next episode, all of a sudden the little brother sprouted past the tall brother. That doesn't even make any sense. But be that as it may, he's on some fuck shit. I'm not going into his bullshit right now. I'll talk about that on Sunday. What I do want to talk about is Viserys. Look, I told y'all I kind of feel bad for Viserys. He seems like a decent dude. He seems like a decent dude. Thrust into a position that he really didn't want, but he's trying to do his diligence and do his duty by fulfilling that position, right? Okay, all well and good. But damn, that disease he got, it is not, it is, whoo, Jesus. They ain't working him over. This was when House of the Dragon turned into the Walking Dead. Like, I called him the Crypt Keeper in last episode. I was wrong. He the Crypt Keeper in this episode. This is death warmed over. Like, looking at Viserys and seeing the reaction on the face of Rhaenyra and Daemon seeing Viserys, it's like, I feel so bad for my G. I feel so bad for him. Like, damn. That is messed up. Woo, thank God for modern medicine in some sense. Oh my God, dude. He looked bad. He looked bad as fuck. Like, no joke. And if you thought he looked bad at this moment, keep watching the episode. He looks worse. God, as bad as he looked laying in bed, but wait, it gets worse. God dang. Now, this scene where you see Viserys, how he looks now, and you're getting Rhaenyra seeing her father again, who, assumably, she hasn't seen for 6 years now. She hasn't seen him for 6 years. Since the funeral of Atlanta. Seeing him this time like that, oh, that gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Oh my God, dude. But it was a well-acted scene in the sense of, shout out to Matt Smith, boy. He's selling it as fucking Daemon. Whatever else is going on in this show, he's selling Daemon. You see how conflicted Daemon is. He doesn't even want to look at his brother like that. He does not want to see his brother like that. Because regardless of the bullshit they get up to, I do believe Daemon loves Viserys. That's his brother. He loves his brother. But he does want that throne in that succession. That's just what it is with him. He a goal-oriented type of dude, right? All the rest of his family shit might not matter, but you know 3 things about Daemon. 1, he'll kill anybody. 2, he like him some Rhaenyra. 3, he love his brother. And that's all he wants to do is watch his brother's back because he don't trust them fucking Hightowers. He don't. He is not blind to their bullshit, and he call out Otto every time he see his ass. Every time. Right to his face. So, but what you see in this moment where Daemon is seeing his brother, who he hasn't seen in 6 years too, you see the pain on his face. He doesn't want to even look at his brother, but he's like, man, he is so bad, right? It's so bad. And I would have to think, character-wise, he's thinking of the last words he said to him back at the eulogy when he was giving him shit about how he looked. Like, yeah, you've looked better too. I think he was thinking about that shit. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. And he don't like seeing his brother like that. But you also get to see in this scene Rhaenyra, her love for her father, but also how badly mentally what's going on with Viserys. Because it don't take a minute to where he's asking for his tea, and they give him that milk of the poppy tea, which, look, I'm waiting for some English tea manufacturer to make some milk of the poppy tea, sponsored by Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, because that shit ought to be good at sleepy time. Just saying. I need me some milk of the poppy tea, right? But Daemon right away is smelling the cup and on it like, oh, hell no. They're giving him like way too much of this shit. Like, this is how you know he cares for his brother, because he on it. He Johnny on the spot right then. Like, what the hell is they giving him? Just don't smell right. He there. He on it. He was there to watch his brother's back. He wanted the throne, yes, but he would push his brother to do shit, but he's not pulling, some other shit like he gonna kill his brother flat out to get the throne. He's not doing that. He loves his brother. Just want him to act. Right? So you get the entrance of Alicent coming to the chamber, and this is where you see Alicent, Rhaenyra, and Daemon meeting again for the first time in 6 years. And you see Daemon is about that action. He get right at her about that shit. And this is the important thing to remember about Daemon in this scene. While Alicent has bared her teeth a little bit, and she got a little static with Rhaenyra. Yes, she can see the scar that's on her arm and all the rest of that shit. She don't get none of that smoke to Daemon. None of it. You know why? Because everybody knows Daemon will kill you. He is a killer. And won't be upset when he do it. Ain't about no anger, none of that shit. He'll just do it. So this lets you know who's the most dangerous man in Westeros right now. They just know. And he's getting at her and asking her questions, and she shutting up and answering. Now, this is a good scene, but you find out that Alicent has been the one taking care of Viserys. And to me, that's a bit touchy. It is a bit touchy that even as grotesque as he's gotten, she has still been there taking care of him, because this obviously is a fantasy world. Because ain't no modern chick gonna be there with your ass like that. No way in hell. No way in hell. No. I'm sorry. I don't see that shit happening. Not this day and age. Thank God for fantasy. Thank God for fantasy. So, excuse me. So they piece out of there and they have their discussion about what's going to happen with the succession and what's supposed to be going on. And Alicent basically tells them that she's going to be the one ruling on it. But they will do it the next day. They're not doing it right now. She's going to make their ass wait. Okay, they ain't for that shit. What up, BMT? So while they're upstairs having this conversation, you have Jacaerys and Lucerys down in the old practice yard checking out, the old stomping grounds, because they haven't been back to King's Landing in some decades, right? Been some time. So they looking over stuff and whatnot, and they end up, hearing some people working it out. And what you end up finding is it's a sparring session between Christian Cole and their uncle, Aemon Targaryen. And man, the years have been good to this young lad. This young man is out there fighting some Christian Cole, and he got some crispness to his moves. That boy is about that action. He looks a lot better than how he was holding that brick, beating them little kids up. Aemon is about that. Let me go somewhere. We got people. I forgot. I gotta get some. I forgot to pick up something. Sorry. So he's out there in the practice yard, and they seeing his moves, and they get kind of shook because he is good. He is like really good right now. He's kind of, got Christian Cole back on his heels, and he greets them. Hello, nephews. Not like he saw them, even with his one eye, like he fucking smelled them or something. Like his dragon senses was up. That boy knew, like, hello, nephews. Like, oh shit, it's on. Now here's the subtle thing to remember about this show. This is the way language works with people, right? He just calls them nephews. You know their damn name. Just calls them nephew. Like, not the dichotomy, but the interestedness between Viserys and Daemon is that Viserys always calls Daemon by his name. Daemon never calls Viserys king or his name. He just calls him brother. That's it. That's all he calls him. He doesn't call him my king, none of that shit. He calls him brother. Now, in this moment where Aemon sees Jacaerys and Lucerys, oh yeah, his nephews. Yeah, they got formal terms. He ain't calling them by name. And he looked kind of happy to see they ass. And I'm sorry, that little motherfucker looked like a stone killer right now. He looked like a stone killer. I don't know what's he been on for the last 6 years, what dark hellhole they put his ass in, but he looked like he about that action. He looked like a stone killer. Right? Like he ready for it. Right? And at this moment, when they finally see each other again, gates open and in walks Vaemond. And Rhaenyra coming to King's Landing to talk about the damn succession. Now, this is an interesting scene on the face because Vaemond everybody. Dolo. He walking there eyeballing everybody. He don't give a fuck. He has a righteous claim and he's asserting his claim. And his pseudo nephews are there too, but he ain't really acknowledging them too much. Now, the next day, yeah, Donnie Mac said, yeah, Aemon about that life. Oh, I think he way about that life. He all about that action, boss. He all about that action. Now, yeah, Mr. Carver, you got to check out House of the Dragon. Catch up, homie. You can binge it the rest of this week. 1 episode a day. You'll be caught up by Sunday. And I'm damn near saying you won't be disappointed. Like 2 episodes a day. You'll be good. Now, next day gets here. Some other conversations happening, but I'm not getting into that. We can go into it on Sunday. But you get the scene where it's the next day, they're in the throne room, and sure enough, Otto Hightower got his bitch ass sitting on the Iron Throne. Now this kind of bothers me because from watching other Game of Thrones, you ain't supposed to touch that throne unless you're the king. You're not supposed to touch that throne if you're the king. If you sitting your ass on the throne, that's like a major disrespect. You can be killed for that shit. So maybe they worked differently, 170 something years ago. But far as I know, he wasn't supposed to be sitting on that damn throne, standing in, nothing. No, you're supposed to stand your ass in. You don't sit on the throne. You're not supposed to be there. You should have got a butt cut so you can get the same shit Viserys got. But he's there. And while the other parties are there, gathered, Rhaenyra is there with Daemon and the kids, and Rhaena is there with Baela, and they get to see the other sister again. They're all there. Vaemond has come in, and he's there. Everybody gets kind of startled and broken up when the doors open up, and Viserys walks in. Now, this was tense. To me, this was tense. One of the most tense scenes in the episode because Viserys at this point cannot really walk. He cannot really walk. Apparently he is in constant pain. But this motherfucker is willing himself out of his bed to walk into that throne room and sit on his throne to decide this matter. And I'm sorry, that was the longest walk, but that had to be a more painful walk for the people watching him than it was for him. What up, Dead Set? Dead Set, Dead Set. Viserys had that gumption, boy. Look, he got the heart of the dragon. That's for damn sure, because he looked bad. Now he came in there with his Phantom of the Opera on, which made me really worry. Like, what the hell is going on under that mask? I was really looking to him like, what's going on under that mask, dude? I gotta know now, right? But he walks in there slow, hurt, and everything, and walks through the throne, and he don't want nobody to help him, which I think is kind of admirable, because he's in a sense, to me, he's making them respect the fact that he's there, that he is not too weak to sit on his own damn throne, even though he is. He there to be king. And there was a great scene that happened. Although he excused everybody giving him help, when he starts climbing those steps, it's taking a toll on him. And he stumbles a bit and drops his crown. His crown falls off his head. What up, Dr. Anwar? Good bar in the building. When his crown hits the ground, somebody is there to help him, and he's, I don't need help again. And when he looks up, it's Daemon. Daemon has picked up the crown and is helping him up. So let me help you. To me, that proves Daemon loves his brother. He loves his brother. I mean, if he really wanted the throne, would it take anything at that moment for him to push his brother over on one of them hundreds of swords laying around that shit? Take the crown and sit down? No. Take the crown and sit down on the throne? No. He loves his brother. Yeah. Yeah, Dad said it was powerful. It did speak volumes. He loves his brother. All he's did is try to look out for his brother and sit on the throne a little bit. But he loves his brother enough that he ain't trying to stab him in the back to do that shit. He won't. If he gonna be the second man, he'll be the second man. But watch these motherfuckers over here. I'm here to protect you. I respect that. He helped Viserys onto his throne. Viserys let him help him. Sat on his throne and gave him his crown, put his crown back on his head. He don't want it like that. That was major respect for me. That was major respect for me. I said, thank you. Show that you love your bro, man. And he went back over there and stood with his wife. Now, outside of all the shit he did, you know that's what it is with them. They brothers. They love each other. It's just, look, difference of opinion, at odds, whatever the fuck you want to call it, man. This is how families get strained over time. And this is what you're seeing in this show. If you just take the last two time jumps, this last 6 years and the 10 years before that, you're getting to see 16 years of family dysfunction playing out. And how this shit just keeps snowballing and going on from generation to generation. Now, while Viserys is on the throne, he still got smoke. No matter what Viserys looked like when he walked in there, he know he's still king. And they know he's still king. And he got volume for the motherfuckers. Like, why are we here discussing something that was already decided? He got smoke. Like, oh shit. This motherfucker still got some fire in him. Okay, now I know why he ain't dead. Shit. He got his dagger on his hip and everything. Like, no, what is it? Why are we here? And Vaemon goes into his thing, why he should have the throne. Why he should sit on the throne and how the succession should work given the circumstances and what's going on. Now, to this point, it should be known clearly, Vaemon is 100% right. Vaemon is 100% right. He is. He's 100% right. There is no Valyrian blood anywhere in Jacaerys and Lucerys. None. None in Joffrey either. There is no Valyrian blood in them. It isn't. Vaemon is 100% right. Just like Alicent in the last episode was 100% right. Rhaenyra gets by doing fuck shit because she was named heir and her father is the king. She gets over doing fuck shit. Stuff that other people would get killed for. She get over doing that shit. And everybody has to accept it, even though with their eyes, it's like, who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? Them ain't his kids. We all know he like dudes. And them kids don't look like him. Yeah, but you can't say it or you're going to lose your tongue. I'm like, bitch. Daddy said, come on, man. Look, Allison was right. If you want to put that on the shirt, Vayman was right too. Now, the thing is, if Dave Chappelle was watching this one, Dave Chappelle could say, this is where when keeping it real goes wrong. Vayman kept it 100. He kept it 100 at court, in front of the king, in the throne room, with volume. He told him, look, them ain't Valerians. Those are not my nephews. Those are not Valerians. And while he's saying it, he's looking at her. This goes right back to the last episode when he was at the funeral, looking at her ass, telling her that blood will not be thinned. You can't do that. No. We know what's up. He told her 6 years ago. You think he fell back on it? No. He right there in the court in front of her daddy telling her, them ain't my fucking nephews. They don't have my blood in them. He's looking at her and he's looking at Damon. Now, this is where Vayman, he kind of ain't no punk, but this is where he fucked up. He knows the consequences for saying what he wants, he's about to say. Everybody does. Damon know it, and Damon looking at him like, say it. Nigga, say it 3 times. I fucking double dog dare you. He want him to say it. He does. And sure enough, Vayman does. He says this shit. He don't give a fuck. This is where keeping it real goes wrong. Yes, he said it. Yes, it's 100% true. But you know the one thing he forgot? Somebody to watch his motherfucking back. Because when Vayman turns around to address the king one more time about what the penalty of what he said is, what happens? Damon comes up from behind and cuts that motherfucker in half, dude, like it was a Blade movie. Like it was in Blade 2 and they was killing Snowman. He sliced that motherfucker clean in front of everybody and put his sword away and went and stood back to his niece wife. Now, I'm not for, this is the black side of me. I'm hating to see this modern media where they keep showing black men get killed in the most disgusting ways by white folks, white men, white women. They can kill black men all kinds of fucked up ways. Black women got to get killed off screen or some shit, right? That part is fucked up. But in the sense of the story, look, bro, you should have had some backup. If you was going to go that hard, you was going to roll that hard, you were supposed to have somebody watching your back. And that's why he got you from behind. Because me and Black Bane was talking about this shit this morning. Damon always lurking. Damon is always lurking. He right there. If y'all see my community tab, most gangster lean in the Seven Kingdom, he always leaning somewhere just watching people. And Black Bane pointed this out, how he always looking over his eyebrows at people. And I said, because he a predator. That's what the fuck that is. He's a damn predator. He watching motherfuckers. What's that line? I am Red Dragon, marvel at my works. Look, he start a lot of chaos and stand there and watch it. Pop the fuck off. Waiting for his opportunity to get in there and slay somebody. That's what the hell happened. Yeah, he dared Vayman to say it. Vayman knew what was up. He knew who David is. But he said the shit anyway. Okay, nigga, you want the shenanigans? You get the shenanigans. You wasn't watching your back after you said that? Oh, no. That was a mistake. You have chosen poorly. So, look, can't be mad at a snake for biting people if that's what snakes do. Damon killed motherfuckers. And that's what he did. So, as a black man, it was looked fucked up, but story-wise, damn, Vayman, that's too bad, homie. That's too bad. way too bad. That's too bad. Now, There's a code line, but I'm not going to repeat the line because I want anybody who is not watching this show, I want you to watch the show and watch that episode. And here's some of the lines this motherfucker gives. Man, he got one-liners for you too. You got to kill us. Right? Now, because they have killed Vaemon, Viserys asks Rhaena what she thinks. And this is where you get something that you weren't expecting. Although Rhaena and Rhaenyra have had a conversation when they both got to King's Landing that didn't seem to go very well. When Rhaena steps up in front of King Viserys, she sides with what her husband, Lord Corlys, wanted. That Lucerys would sit on the throne at high tide of the Driftmark. He would be king. And that Rhaenyra and her sons would marry Elena's daughters. Keep it in the family. That's what would happen, and that's how the succession would roll. Which is kind of a shock to everybody. Like, oh shit, she cool? I thought it was a good scene that even though you saw them have the conversation in the last episode, Rhaena and Lord Corlys had the conversation. She stated her opinion to her husband. I don't want them kids to sit on the throne. Those are not our blood. Even though she stated her opinion in disagreement, her and her husband had a conversation about it. He told her no. This is about the name. It has to go forward. This is what we got. When it came time for her to do it and say what she thought, she rolled with her husband. Not what she thought, what he said. That was honoring her husband. Holy shit, you got that in Game of Thrones? Huh, this is fantasy once again. Even without him being there. She rolled with what he said, what he stated. This is what he wanted, and she rolled with that. Be there or not. Dead or otherwise. Dead, living, she don't know. But this is what he wanted. This is what it's going to be. Not her own personal mission. Not her truth. This is what her hubby said. I thought that was actually very interesting. I thought that was a good one. Like, damn, she's rocking with her husband. But in the show, you see a lot of that. You do. An interesting part. Oh, yeah, there's going to be a reckoning. Dr. Anwar. He isn't dead. Sea Snake is alive. No, he ain't dead yet. He ain't dead yet. Yeah, Raven brother's still alive, though. He might, yeah. Look, I hope Lord Corlys is alive because, look, you find out his brother dead, who killed him. I'm going to wait and see how that shakes out if it happens because Corlys and Daemon was partners. Remember, they did that first war in the Stepstones together. And he backed Daemon against Vaemon, who didn't like Daemon. We're going to have to see how that plays out. Now, after this throne room scene where everything is settled, this is what the succession is going to be. It's done. The king is led off of the throne, and he has set up a dinner for the family. He wants the family together. Now, this is what makes me feel for King Viserys. This is why I say he my G. Because you can say, and I have the book, so I'm reading through the book, you can say that he's a weak king. But his predecessor brought peace. He respected his predecessor. He's trying to prolong that peace. So he doesn't get into a bunch of needless fights just to be having it. And because of that, he's weak because he doesn't take decisive actions on things immediately all the time, right? You could say that. But what he does do and what he is about is his family and having his family together. I can respect that. They all showed up for this succession shit. He don't care. He want a banquet. We all having dinner. We having family dinner in King's Landing tonight. and he wants everybody there. And I thought, damn it, this motherfucker like on his last leg, he want a family dinner? What is it, soulful? The fuck? I was like, he a dude for that. Because these people don't like each other. Last time they was together, they was trying to kill each other. What you think is going to happen this time? Did they hide all the cutlery? No, he want them all sitting at the table together. And sure enough, when they all sit down to dinner that night, it's tense. Once again, it's a tense scene. This is the second most tense scene from this whole season. Just a bunch of people sitting around a goddamn dinner table, not saying shit, not really wanting to look at each other. Like, dude, tense. No action, nobody fighting, just set and performance. That's it. And it's tense. You can feel it. Like, God damn, dude, this got to be uncomfortable. Everybody just looking at each other. Oh, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Who did that? Thank you, Dead Set. Appreciate you. Oh, I do got my 3Bs up here. Hold on 1 second since he did that. I'm not breaking my concentration, but I do want to get his... Thank you, Dead Set Anime. I will give you that 3B salute. All right, if you guys can still hear me, +1, because I just did something goofy with my sound. You can still hear me clearly, press 1. Hopefully that shit did not switch back to something else. Weird. So, not responding. Gotta be quicker. Gotta be quicker. Okay. Still sound the same? I heard a sound shift when I played my thing, so I'm just checking. Make sure you can hear me clearly, because the one thing I always battle is fucking audio, dude. Audio is killing me. Anyway, Viserys has everybody at dinner, and dinner is tense. Now, at this point, Viserys is worse off than he was when he was sitting on the throne just earlier that day. At this point, he's getting carried in by 4 dudes, and he just bag of bones sitting up there. And for me, it's, oh my God, dude. I'm feeling so bad for him. Like, damn, this is the one thing he wants. You look like you on your last fucking leg. And the last thing you want is you want all these people that hate each other to sit at the table together and have some wine and cheese. Right? Now, this charger shit either. Sitting at the table, you get what Viserys really wants. And what he says to everybody there is that he's happy that his family is together. And all he wants is his family to drop all this infighting and shit. Just to drop it. And to go on and be tight together as family. And that's like a dying man's wish. He knows how bad he is. He knows how bad he is. Everybody looking at him can tell how bad he is. And what was powerful that he did was that, yes, he came in carried by 4 men and had his Phantom of the Opera mask on, but he told them right there, I don't want to talk to you as your king. I want to talk to you as your father, your brother, your grandsire. And he took that mask off, and you can see what was happening on the other side of his face. Motherfucker lost his whole eye, got a mandible showing and shit. I'm like, ugh. Walking Dead. Look, I'm serious. I was waiting for Rick Grimes or Daryl to bust in that bitch and try to slay him. I swear to God. He looked like the Walking Dead all the way around. Like, oh shit. Damn, dude. He was just, like, apparently they don't believe in suicide in Westeros. I don't know. Like, oh my God, he was looking in bad shape. He was in way bad shape. He needed a bucket of milk of the poppy. They was pimping him out on that. They should have got him a trough. He needed a trough of milk of the poppy, boy. I'm sorry. Shit, that was rough. And Dr. Anwar, you in the medical, so you know that what they've said behind the scenes on the show that Viserys has a version of leprosy. You know what you already know what leprosy means. And how that would be breaking down his body all the way down to the blood cells and the platelet levels. You already know what's happening. That shit is rough business. Like, oh my God. I feel it just talking about it. Yuck. But he's really trying to pour out his heart and get to these people like, look, man, fuck all this dumb shit. This is what's important. All of us here together is what's important. Now put this shit aside and let's move on. Jesus, this is a dying man's wish. That's what it is. It's a dying man's wish for his family. The patriarch's dying wish. Look, let's just dead this before I'm dead, please. That could have been a choke up moment for me. Because he's standing when he really can't. He's being very earnest and very frank with them when it's taking everything he has to just be there. He's really trying to impress this shit up on them. And it seems like it melts the ice a little bit with Rhaenyra and Alicent. Which is Rhaenyra is the first one to grab up her cup and like say some positive things about Alicent. I'm like, oh shit, okay, it's cool. Because here's the thing. I never thought that Rhaenyra and Alicent really hated each other. I do believe that Rhaenyra and Alicent, be it, teenage girlfriends, that they was low-key girlfriends for real. And lesbians with each other. They had to. You couldn't have been that mad over her fucking some other dude other than her husband if you didn't think that was yours. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Really? I mean, Alicent never tipped out on Viserys with anybody, even when he was a bag of bones and scabs and one arm and stuff like that on top of her. She never tipped out. Never. Really? I don't believe that shit. I don't. But call it what you want to, right? Now, when they sit down at that table and they have that conversation, Alicent kind of reciprocates that shit. And it kind of goes around the table. Until you get over there with them boys. Jacaerys, Lucerys, fucking Aegon, and Aemon. Sitting over there in the cut, giving everybody the fucking eye of Sauron across the table. I'm telling you, watch that motherfucker. That is a stone cold killer right there. But beyond that, Aegon is being Aegon, right? You've already seen this for a while. Aegon always got jokes. He is an asshole. For the dumb shit he did earlier in the episode, he should be shutting up anyway. But look, that motherfucker be having too much good wine, too much of the women folk. He ain't got no filter on his mouth at all. And he say some kind of crass shit to his cousin about being a virgin and all the rest of this stuff. Like, okay, man, you don't need to say that. You married to your own fucking sister. Shut up. Right? But Luke and Jake ain't liking that shit too much. Right? They're not liking that shit at all. It's not cool with them, right? And they still got a short fuse with this shit when people start making allusions to them being bastards and they real daddy. Which to me, in one way, is kind of honorable. Like, they know who their real father is, and they really get triggered about this shit. So, like, they're defending the honor of their father, right? Not stepdaddy, but their father, their biological father, right? Okay, that could be all right. But I would think after 6 years, when the last time you went off on like this, somebody lost a whole eyeball and started a whole grudge with y'all generation, you would learn to chill the fuck out. You'd better have some thicker skin. I don't know. But no, they ain't got it. So while Aegon keeps fucking with him across the table. They bring in the meat, and of course it's a pig, and they put it down in front of Aemon. And Aemon's sitting there, he ain't even really eating, drinking, none of that shit. He's not for this peace shit. This is what you know, this motherfucker is a volcano right now. His daddy and told him it's about peace. Peace with the family, put it to rest. He is not on no chill shit with them. He don't give a fuck about none of that. He is sitting up there, ice cold, staring with the one eye at them boys. He ain't eating, he ain't drinking, he ain't speaking, he ain't twitching. I've never seen a one-eyed man never blink. Never seen a one-eyed man not blink. What the fuck? That motherfucker on one. He on one. Look, me and Black Bane was joking about this shit. Aemon was sitting over there looking into their soul. He was in there looking at their souls leaving their body. Damn bored a hole in you. He was looking at your soul, nigga. He's about to reave you. Oh my God. Revenge is too long of a word, dude. He want vengeance. Like, look, he wants something, and it ain't no wine and pig. He don't want the pork and the wine. He ain't for that. He wants some blood. And when he decides to get his ass up and say something with his cup up, he has no fucking chill. He says some really reactionary shit at the table in front of everybody. He wants smoke. He did not come there to sit down and make nice and have tea and cake. No, he wants smoke. He came with a whole bottle of butane. And this is what me and Black Bane was laughing about all fucking day. Aemon is something else, dude. You better watch that little bastard in the corner. He is not okay. He's sitting back there smiling with murder on his mind. He got dark thoughts and he happy with them. Watch him. Don't let that motherfucker out of your sight. You got two good eyes. He got one. Keep one of them on him because he got one on you. What the fuck, Gordon? What up, Gordon? Yeah, call on call first choice. Call Stephen Hill. Nope, that's what it is. We call first choice. That's the modally on call. You can call him for that one too. He can take care of both of them, especially if it's a leak. He has to come out, so he'll come out for that. Yeah, it's fine. That's what he'll do. Just call him now before it gets much later, because he's right in Benicia, so he'll be there in about 45 minutes. Nope. Just let the resident know that he's on the way. Once you talk to him and confirm he's leaving, just let them know that he's on the way, and he'll be there in about an hour or so. All right. Yep. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. I was on call last night. My homeboy on call tonight, and he don't usually do on call, so it's a lot of stuff going on tonight. So he needed some help. So yeah, Cyclops got his eye on you. That's what made me think of the Eye of Sauron, because that's the only other thing that don't blink as much. And that eye was moving more than fucking Aemon's eye was when he's sitting in there locked on to Jake and Luke. Like, he gonna fuck them up. They better watch themselves. Watch your steps. When you sleep, in the shower, when you're taking a piss, watch yourself, because that dude gonna be there for you. Now, because he says some reactionary shit to try to provoke a fight, which he kind of get into, the strong boys jump up, representing West Side Strong Westeros, and they want to get into a scrap. And it doesn't really go down. They kind of stop because Daemon steps in front. Now, this is the interesting part to me. Aemon does look like a young Daemon. And I think that's why Daemon treats him the way he does, the way he just watches him. Because he is low-key like a young Daemon. And I think Daemon can feel that on him. It's like killers know other killers, right? They do. They just can feel it. It's a sense. Predators can peep out other predators. They know, right? And when Daemon steps in front of him, like, oh no, we ain't about to do this shit. He don't say anything. He doesn't say anything. Just like Aemon does not say a damn thing. They just lock eyeballs, 2 eyes to 1 eyeball. And he just like kind of like, all right, fuck it. And he good, because that's his uncle. He cool. He nephew in that situation. He just said, all right, fuck it later. And walked off. Now, yeah, back Donnie Mac, game recognized game. Yeah, he know what's up. Because it could have went down right then. It could have went down right then with the 2 of them. But he kind of walked off. That's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem coming up. I can feel it. I don't have to read the story to know that's going to be a problem. No spoilers, because I heard a little bit of one, but that's going to be a problem coming up, because that motherfucker got murder on his mind. You're going to have to put his ass down. That motherfucker coming. But I would actually want to see a fight between Daemon and Aemon, just because, look, ain't nobody fucking with Daemon anyway. But Aemon looked like he about that action. So Daemon won't smoke. He'll go. But he's cut a dude whole head off without wincing. No anger, no words, no nothing. It's like, he can keep his tongue. I'm good. Got what I wanted. Satisfied. Like, god damn, dude. These motherfuckers kill us. Right? Now, that breaks up and you get to the final scene for me, which was Viserys being back in his bed and having his fever dreams and shit, right? And what you see is Alicent coming in and checking on him and giving him, more milk of the poppy, which to me is sweet. It means Alicent does care about Viserys. And if you think about it, she actually really does care for him, because she's been taking care of him and looking after him since his wife died. There is some fondness there for King Viserys. She don't hate that dude. She don't. Age difference be what it is. She don't hate that dude. What's happening to him is not his fucking fault. And his daughter being, kind of loose in the panties is not his fault either. I mean, in some ways it is, but she a grown woman. She gonna pop them things open for whoever the fuck she want to, and she did. It's just what it is. Be happy that it was only the strong boys and not strong boys, car wall boys, some other Be happy it wasn't a fleet of them motherfuckers, okay? You got 3 by the same dude, okay? That makes it a marriage in most cultures, right? But he's there and he's dreaming, and you see how his mind is addled on that milk of the poppy shit from pain and whatnot, and you get that he thinks that Alicent being there is Rhaenyra. And he goes into a conversation he was previously having with Rhaenyra about the Song of Ice and Fire. I'm sorry, this girl fine as fuck just got out the car with her hair white like a fucking Targaryen. That's why I was looking. She got black on and spandex and white ass hair. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Summoning dragons and shit over here. Is that the Khaleesi? Sorry, y'all. Parallel. Life show you shit. You got to be paying attention. But you see that Alicent cares, and Viserys is there, and he's kind of out of it. And he starts going over this Song of Ice and Fire. Now, when I realized what's happening in the scene, I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, shit. This is how this happens? A fucking misunderstanding?
She don't even know what the fuck he talking about. But because what he's saying means to her, this is what is meant by, it's not what I said that you get triggered off of. It's how you hear what I said, how you take it. It's on you receiving the message, not on me giving it. Now, in this situation, Viserys thought he was talking to his daughter. He did. So just like in Cobra Kai, when Johnny got his ass kicked by Silver and he drunk laying there in the bed and he feeling all miserable and got his ass kicked, and Miguel is there wanting Johnny to be his stepdaddy. He says, "Oh, I love you, Robbie." And Miguel feelings all hurt. Yeah, I felt bad for Miguel, but I felt bad for Johnny too. He didn't know that was Miguel. He was drunk. He missing his actual son. It's just a tough situation. Just a misunderstanding. Same shit right here with Alicent and Viserys. Viserys is trying to talk to his daughter, trying to impart something on her because he's feeling it. It's coming. His time is about up. You feel it. And he's thinking about the conversation that they had earlier in the day and telling her, no, this was really about this. But Alicent doesn't know that story because it's only a story that's passed between kings. She don't know that story. So what she hears, she runs through her filter, which is only having the information of her son being fucking named Aegon. So she makes the correlation. Oh, he said, well, Aegon is it. I'm like, ah, fuck, dude. So that's how it goes down. This is how this shit spark off. Because this bitch don't know the story. Oh my God, dude. This is gonna be a problem. Because I can tell you this. Right information or wrong information. Chicks do not let it go. If they got it, they got it. If you think I'm wrong, try to tell your mama she wrong. It ain't happening. Get her to admit that she was wrong. Not happening, Captain. You better off going to find a unicorn, okay? Because they already got dragons here. So when I saw that scene, I was like, ah, shit. Shit. This is fucked up. And when she leaves, she's getting the message what she thought he meant. But when she leaves, Viserys dies. And he dies with a tear in his eye. And I think the tear is because he's letting go, but he knows things ain't right. Which is fucked up. There was something more that he wanted to say. That's a death of regret. He's regretting something. I'm like, shit. That sucks. That sucked. But it was touching. At least he got to go in his bed in moderate peace. But damn, that was like, oh my God, dude, that was a rough way to go. Because after, it's just gonna be some bullshit. There will be no one there to calm them the fuck down after this. There won't be. This is where you get motherfuckers dragons and fighting dragons. Because ain't nobody gonna have no chill. There ain't nobody to make them shut the fuck up and calm down. Like, Jesus, dude, we need Drogon to come back and just melt the throne. You need to flash forward to the future and bring something back. But damn, it was a tense episode. It was a tense episode. And it was really good with really good character-driven performances by the actors. Because as much as I don't like the mismatch with Aemon being the tall one now and Aegon being the short, frumpy one, which makes no fucking sense in the world, that was miscasting. The dude playing Aemon looked scary. He looked like a problem. He does look like a problem. He was in character, and he looks like a goddamn problem, flat out. Rhaenyra and Daemon being on they shit. Okay, well, y'all gonna have a fight on your hands. People choosing sides, like I said in the last episode. This was like an episode of colors, dude. I thought I was back in the 80s or something. Because they choose a side, they got their colors for their gangs, and they forming up like Voltron. It gotta go down. It has to. I'm damn near like aiming on this shit. Like, yeah, let's see it. But now, look, what can you say? This is great writing. This is great writing on the show, and that's why I give props to George R.R. Martin coming back, working on this show, because it shows in the quality of the writing of the characters, and it shows in the quality of the performances. You take this and match it up. If Mr. Carbon is still in here, you match episode 8 of House of the Dragon up to episode 8 of Rings of Power, and you tell me which one was the better episode. And I'll give you a hint. It's probably not the one who spent the most money, because they put the money where it counts, into the script and the performances. This is how you get paid off of this shit. This is what gives you rewatchability. I'd watch that shit again. I already saw it twice. I'd watch it again. If they were getting paid off of spins, however many times I watched this shit, they'd be getting paid again for the whole wow. Rings of Power, I still can't bring myself to watch that shit one more time. Now I got 2 episodes I gotta watch, coming into a third. And I'm not looking forward to none of them, doing none of it. So that's it for me. That was my review, my live review of House of the Dragon episode 8. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could have did a more succinct one to where there was some images and stuff and not, interruptions, but I had to get it out and I wanted to share it with you because it was a really good episode to me. So like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Thank you all for coming through. I'm going to get out of here, go in the store and see if I can track down this Khaleesi. See if I can make her laugh and say, I was just doing a review about House of the Dragon and you got out your car with Targaryen white hair. So I just thought it was interesting. Do you watch House of the Dragons? I got Balerion and Dread right here in my pants. Anyway, y'all, let me quit for my Scorpio starts showing too much. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.
I'm conquered, I'm bald. Yo, we should get them, so I got them all.